Alright, so I just watched Super Eye Patch Wolf's video on Sonic the Hedgehog, and damn. So you know what? I want to make a series. Let's make a series about my experiences with you know, different franchises like Sonic the Hedgehog. I just want to put it out there right now. This is not gonna be a video essay series because that would imply that I wrote any of this down, which I didn't. This is all off the top of the head. I just want to reflect my experience with the franchise. So we're gonna start from the beginning, of course, with the first game. Yes, surprisingly, despite the fact that I was born in the mid-90s, my first Sonic game was actually the first Sonic game, because we were broke as fuck back in the day and could only afford a used Sega Genesis from a yard sale. So that was my first experience with Sonic. I then played the next two games, you know, Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, and I was like, alright, these games are good. I like the gameplay loop. I like the momentum-based platforming. I like the aesthetic. I like the music and the art direction and how, if you keep playing the levels over and over again, you progressively learn how to get through them faster. Where's everything else? Because I knew these games were old, but again, this was the Sega Saturn era, and if you're at all familiar with the Sega Saturn, you'll know that it's so goddamn bad that people have written ghost stories about it. So there was all this Sonic media, Sonic cartoons, Sonic comics, another Sonic cartoon, but there were no games. So I was like, where the fuck are all the Sonic games that should be coming out now? And you know what? My cousin also asked the same thing, and he learned the answer, and that's why for Christmas he just decided to give us a Sony PlayStation for Christmas instead, which I am very thankful for. I mean, Tenchu, Tekken, Twisted Metal, Crash, Klonoa, Ape Escape, Doom, Quake, King of Fighters. Oh, that's only a few of the good-ass games available on the PS1, so, you know, as opposed to, what did we get on the Saturn? Fucking Grid Runner, which is also on the PlayStation. Jokes aside, that's actually a good-ass game. It was radio silence for like, I don't know how many years. It wasn't until the mid-2000s when I was at my friend's house. We're just gonna call him Greg for the sake of internet security and privacy. And he was like, hey yo, you wanna play Sonic Heroes? And I was like, hold up, they're still making that shit? I thought this series was long gone. And he was like, nah man, the series is still going strong. There were 2 games prior to this that were on a system that you've never heard of because no one could figure out how Quake 3's controls work on the damn thing. So I was like, oh shit, yeah, let's boot it up. Let's see how it plays. And, you know, we played it and we liked it. It was kinda jank. Actually, no, it was very jank. Very jank. Especially since we played it on PS2. It was ultra jank. But, you know, we had a good time with it. And then, we also played the last 2 games, on his GameCube. And they were fun. At least the Sonic parts were fun. I did not like the looking for Chaos Emeralds with a broken-ass radar. I didn't like Tails' weird, clunky-ass mech. I didn't like fishing, because I just don't like fishing. I'm sorry. So yeah, I get these games are well-beloved among the fans, but I can see why some people don't really like them, because no one asked for this. And then it happened. Shadow the fucking Hedgehog. Funny thing, it's not what you think it is. The story I'm about to tell is not what you think it is. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, Shadow, that's when the Dark Ages started. That's when the game started getting really bad. Sonic with a gun? That's stupid. Nah, man, that's not the story from over here. You see, I come from the middle of bumfuck nowhere, USA. So, you could only imagine people's reaction when, oh my god, it's Sonic with a gun, and Herb Zerber's cousin sings, almost there, almost there. Yeah, I'm gonna admit it. I'm from Hickville. It was straight up redneck rampage in that bitch. I remember specifically, some dude's illegal car shop that he was running from his garage got busted because neighbors complained about him and his buddies unironically blasting Godsmack at full volume at 2 in the morning. It's been a whole ass decade since then, and it's still funny. Like, you see where I'm coming from. You see how Shadow the Hedgehog became such a hit here. Like, this was the game everyone owned. Like, everyone had this game. If you had Xbox, you owned it. If you had PlayStation, you owned it. If you had GameCube, you owned it. This was the game everyone owned. Up until like 2011 or something, when it was aptly replaced with Modern Warfare 2, but that's a different story. Thing is, Shadow blew up, therefore Sonic blew up. Everyone was buying and playing the Sonic games. Kids were playing the Sonic Advanced games on the school buses and shit. Kids were making Sonic OCs. I even had one. I remember it was basically just Tails in a Kurama skin. Because I was that much of a little cringer back then. Kids were having sleepovers at each other's houses so they could marathon Sonic X on 4Kids. It was crazy. Sonic really blew up because of Shadow in my area, and that's, to me, always going to be the funniest shit. And then Sonic 06 came out, and it was an L. Yep. Within the blink of an eye, Sonic went from that series that everyone loved to that series that everyone was afraid to admit that they liked because they didn't want to be associated with Chris Chan. And you know, from then on, Sega just kept catching L after L after L after L. It was crazy. Like, Sonic Riders came out and it was an L. Sonic Chronicles came out and it was an L. Sonic Unleashed refined the 3D Sonic mechanics, but they also decided to turn him into a fucking werewolf for God knows what reason, and therefore it was an L. Sonic Colors came out, which was good, but it was a Wii exclusive, and at that point, no one was playing their Wiis anymore. It was basically just their parents' Netflix machine in the living room, so that was an L too. Even the comics weren't safe. From what I heard, apparently the continuity had to be fucking stone oceaned because some cringe Avenger working on the comics decided to copyright and sue Sega for characters that he put in their comics so he could go on and make a comic about lesbian Native American echidna scientists in space. I'm not making this up. This actually fucking happened. Like, they just can't catch a break. Then Sonic Generations came out. That was actually pretty good. And then Sonic Boom happened, and that was an L. I thought the show was kind of funny, though, I'll admit. I wonder if you could still find them on YouTube. No way was I waking up at like 6 a.m. to watch that shit. No. I was fucking binging that on YouTube because no one gave a shit. It was just on there. So yeah, that was an L. Then Sonic Mania came and proved to everyone that the only people who can make Sonic games are everyone but Sonic Team. Because then Sonic Team went out to make Sonic Forces, and then that was an L. Just so many L's. Like a fucking... Just so many bad decisions and fuck-ups, and fans proving that they can do a much better job at handling the series than the actual team behind it. You know... But, you know, I have hope for this series. I do. I still have hope. I mean, come on. Not like Duke Nukem where Randy Pitchford just straight up Shrekis loved it behind the Wendy's and that's it. No more series. Gone forever. All Randy's fault. You know, this is still kicking. It's still going. But I've never seen a series struggle like this. I've seen some series have a hard time because, I don't know, maybe they're the runt of the litter. Kind of like Quake. Like, Quake has never lived up to, you know, the legacy of Doom and Wolfenstein despite the fact that it revolutionized online FPS video games, but whatever. This series has just been kicked down time and time again. But I am rooting for the day that it just gets up and is like, hey Mario, I didn't hear no bell.